Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. Welcome. I'm back for more PoE action. Where I left us, right here.
Back off!
At the beginning of Act 2. Oh, ow, oh, that was bad. Learned some stuff watching other players, so hopefully my play will be a little bit smoother, although it hasn't been too bad. I've watched a fair number of other people play. Ooh, that was good. A grand life. Hey! Come on, I've got friends who are supposed to be protecting me from that stuff. What's wrong with you guys? I hope your weekend is off to a spectacular start. I know that's a high bar, but... that's not gonna hurt. Realizing that the archer has an attack. Whoa, that's level 17. Where was I going next? Here, I think. Yep. At some point, I'm probably going to want to move around some of these points. Probably something like yoinking these and slapping those in. But for now, it's fine.
Putrefy!
Couldn't even see the thing that was wailing on me and my friends. My current is 91 energy shield. Seems pretty good. I think he even dropped a couple of exalts on that guy. Chest. I'm rich. I'm rich in spirit. You know, money, not so much. Wish we could see more of the life bars on mobs. Let's see if that's something I can control. See where they are, because right now they're caught up in the mass of my allies, and I can't even see that there's something there. Exercise, chat, cursor, play, show life mobs. Show flask buffs. Sure. Our icons? Sure. Mini life bar above me? Yes. Mini life bar above NPCs. Enemy zone. Attack in place key stops move. Why is that my not default? Holy crap. No wonder the movement felt clunky. It did. Oh, those are unexpected. was not expecting little friends to pop out of the ground. Of course, are they really friends? If they're not friendly? That's another one, I think. More of them. That's more of them. Can't fool me.
Suffer and die.
Suffer and die. I heard that the gas can explode, but I'm not using fire for anything, so I don't expect it to explode. What's it actually doing? It's a gas arrow. They fire a gas arrow, but doesn't tell you what the gas arrow actually does. Because they hate me. That's what it is. They hate and despise and loathe me. Understandable, really. Greater Monoflask. Got graters. We'll see if we can't turn those into something when we next find ourselves in town. Throw a couple of, little gemmy poos on them.
Drain.
Poisons too. It's only fair. I have to say that does seem fair. That might very well make the build. By make the build, I mean start using it. I have a number of things that might conceivably be better. I can get +1 to minion skills on that one. Not likely. Actually, the minion skills are not that important. Mostly I'm using them as meat shields, without using the meat shield skill yet. Or meat shield support gem, I should say. Devastated camp. Got gold, corpses. Hopefully delicious chest. And checkpoint. Oh, they changed the checkpoint model for Act 2. We have friends. Additional friends. Friends that are not necessarily our friends. But they're helpful. Don't say no. Sadly, due to the nature of the maps, you kind of want to actually discover everything you can. But then there are a number of things in the game that I'm not entirely pleased about. Part of it is I'm a whiny old man. Part of it is some of their design decisions.
Death and decay.
Let's say I'm not an entire fan. Aug is augments and magic, right? From 1 to 2. Both all have 2. And these is something I would like. Let's see, that's life and prediction. It's actually not improvement. Lightning resistance is really not the kind of thing I'm looking for. Mana and chaos. First chaos resistance I've seen. But I think actually those are both better. That might be good, but hold on. So the game does play similarly from what I have seen to Ruthless in PoE1, and that's not a the level of entropy of the player is much lower than, say, PoE1. Oh, I was a second late in seeing that those guys were coming. Oh, they spit all kinds of intelligence. I would like to skip this. It's unpleasant. I prefer to give unpleasantness rather than receive. You know, 'tis the season. Or very nearly. These have... Let's clear the slot. Do we no longer have the option to set do not move? Because I was moving. Don't want to do it while I'm doing that. I guess I have to press the shift. I'm tempting to, in essence, map out the whole map, which sadly is kind of necessary unless you want to miss stuff. And missing stuff is contraindicated here, because a lot of times that's like permanent buffs and things that don't really want to miss. Like in PoE1, you'd have to track everything down to make sure you got all of the skill points. Hey, Vorp. Good afternoon, my friend. Wrong button. I hit the wrong button. Let's see. We're over here, and it looks like we just need to find the caravan. So it doesn't look like there's anything else to find on this map, so I can make more of a beeline.
You're not going anywhere.
Going through. It looks like it's going through. Whoop. I'll just run. Kiting, if you're not familiar with the concept, is running away from mobs while you kill them. It's a very important skill, it turns out, in this particular iteration. PoE. There's a lot of kiting. The bosses are no joke. Sadly, to my mind, they have done a combo platter, shall we say. Oh, we've got a boss, I think. The combo platter of making the bosses more like Souls-alike bosses. My progress has been pretty good. I've made it through Act 1 with 5 deaths. 3 of those 5 deaths were due to a single mechanic that I hadn't seen that one-shot me, basically. And the one boss that killed me twice, one of those deaths was due to a mechanic I hadn't seen, and the other one I came just a whisker shy of killing. So that took me 2 deaths, 3 tries. And I think those numbers are extraordinarily good for an old fart. I would say it's actually harder than the first one, but it's also simpler than the first one. If that makes sense. In other words, the fights are more difficult. Your power level is lower, but understanding what's going on and things like loot and the skills is simpler. But as an example, I saw someone last night who'd never played PoE, and there's a boss in the very first little map where you start on the beach and you walk through it, killing a few things, you get to a boss. And they died to that boss like 30 times because they'd never played PoE1. I don't know how much they'd played ARPGs at all, but they died like 30 times. Also, they were playing Melee, and Melee is, I think, significantly harder, at least in the early game. You know, but if someone had never played PoE, or maybe she hadn't even played ARPGs, I've seen her play Guild Wars 2. She's an excellent Guild Wars 2 player. But if you've never played an ARPG, PoE2 is probably not where you want to start. I think we're going to have a boss. Oh, it's the hyenas. I've heard about the hyenas.
Infection! Up there, the leader of the pack.
And if possible, you want to be able to kill these guys first. Because otherwise, they'll just keep shooting at you. I saw a player playing an early version of the game, and he didn't kill the guys up here, and that was the error. No, I take it back. It's these guys that they were talking about. Okay. I don't think those are killed. They come down when you kill the boss. This is, from what I've seen, a difficult boss. Because you have to be careful if you move too far to the north of the map, let's say. You get shot at by a bunch of mobs up above. Ow. Hey, dude, that's not called for, alright? I'm just saying. Oh, and we get lots more friends, too. Not run into them, Lens. That's the wrong move. And there's a death. Congratulations. You've now seen me die for the 6th time. This is a boss that looked really difficult, and I think will be really. Like I said, only one boss had killed me more than once. I expect this boss is more. And that's one of my actual problems with the game. PoE1, okay, PoE2, the change they're making to bosses are twofold. First, they're a lot more complicated. I'm not talking about endgame bosses. I'm talking about, hey, Liquid, long time no see, welcome back. I'm talking about sort of playthrough bosses that occur on a map that you have to get through whether you like it or not. Also, the side bosses that you don't have to do, but you probably want to do. They play more like Souls-alike bosses. They have a lot more mechanics. They're a lot more difficult than the old PoE1 bosses. A lot. Secondly, and maybe even more importantly, you can't death march these. In PoE1, if you do 10% damage to a boss and he kills you, you come back, he has 10% missing. Here, they go back to full health. Thank you. I expect a lot of people are going to rage quit the game because they can't kill the bosses. Most people who don't touch RPG games like this will always rage out. Well, and I think in PoE1, they had very difficult bosses, at least for first few times playing through the game, let's say. Act 5 had a boss, Kitava, and the first time I played him, I probably died a dozen times, right? Next league comes out, or I'm playing another character, I get to him, maybe I only die 10 times. 8 times, 5 times, 3 times, 1 time, and finally I managed to get through him without dying. I've probably been playing for a year by now. But every time I died, I learned more about the game, and I wasn't blocked from getting access to the rest of the game. My concern is bosses who are blockers to access of the rest of the game that you can't kill. You're going to have people who are going to hit a boss early in the game. Maybe their build is weak. Maybe they just can't manage the boss mechanics. And they're going to quit because they can't get any further. they can farm around and improve their gear and their level some. But having bosses as progress blockers like that in the leveling process, I think, is a mistake. And I've been saying that since we started seeing,
Infection!
you know, spoilers on the game. So we're going to kill these guys, the ones we can kill, before we get to the boss. Because those tricks don't work on the boss, and I don't think there's any way of killing the things up there. No, but they come down once you do kill the boss. Okay, bad. Can we go down below and draw him down? I don't know. I'm gonna try it. This is an experiment, may not work. Look, I can't draw him down, it appears. Oh, did he almost come down? He almost came down. Oh, he's healing. Oh, okay, well that's that. So we have found out the flaw in my potential plan. He heals. And I know one player in particular was saying that this boss is the one that, you know, that they really, really had problems. And they are a world class hero. I'm not. Obviously, I mean, I'm doing okay, but there's nothing world class happening here. Except maybe the complaining. I'm pretty good at that. The fact that you're in such a small space. That's another one of my complaints about so many of the boss fights are in such a small space. It can be really, really freaking difficult.
Putrefy!
Alright, now comes all of the freaking mobs. Alright, we finally got our...
So little time.
we finally got our Essence Strain Contagion to kick in and murder them all. So I'm very happy that was one death. You tried PoE 1 many times and couldn't ever get into it. Sounds like this is going to be a Souls-like PoE. It took me like 5 different tries to get into PoE, so you're not the only one. First 5 times or 4 times I went, not working for me. It finally stuck in Abyss League, which I think was like 10 years ago. And I've played every league since. So I've played a lot of PoE. I've got, I think, like 2,000 hours in, maybe it's like 1,200 hours in the Steam client before I swapped over to the standalone client. So I probably have 3,000 hours in the game, something like that. Yeah, it does seem a little bit like PoE plus Souls-like. But still, that was only 1 death, right? I think. So we're still at 6 deaths. From 5 different bosses. Speak to Zarka. Well, okay, where is Zarka? Zarka here? Where's Zarka? Zarka? Zarka, can you hear me? Is Zarka back in town? I think Zarka must be back in town. Only 1. Excellent. I'm going to pat myself on the back. We'll go ahead and pop open a portal. Let's come back then if it's not Zarka I need to talk to. By the way, this is the best portal in the game. This is an enormous frog with purple glowing and pinkish tentacles out of its mouth and around its face. It's just the best. And there he is. Zarka?
You defeated the raiders?
Yes, I did.
Fate sends us a fortuitous stranger. Welcome to the Adura Agara.
Thanks,
You may
Zarka.
travel with us in exchange for your service as a Jingak. And
I am
you'll
a
have
Jingak.
merely the respect of
I hope
one
that's
of our
complimentary.
own for as long
I'm
as you stay.
I will select a uncut level 5 skill gem. I mean, it's nice. Not all that exciting. That was a good kill. You didn't get a wave of ads on the second try until after he died. Well, the wave of ads that comes after he dies is huge. It's like 3 times the size and also includes all of the archers up above. I think what I did is when I went down below, I killed a bunch of the hyenas, so maybe that reduced the ads while I was fighting the boss. But I don't know. I have 2 uncut level 5 skill gems now. That's a grand mana flask. That's a greater. Grand is greater than greater. Okay. And we have a grand life flask. That is a freaking cool town portal skin. Oh, the froggy is the best. I got him from one of the free lock boxes they give out from time to time. You know, if you you might get one of those as like a Twitch drop, or if you reach a certain level in a certain special league they're running, that kind of thing. They'll give you just, you know, throw in a lockbox because, hey, kid, the first one's free. And I got him from a lockbox, and he's awesome. Most of my microtransactions are not currently available, so the only things I'm currently wearing is the hood, which I really like, and the glowy weapons, I think, is it, and the portal. Oh, and I have glowy footprints behind me when I walk. The rest of them haven't been ported over to PoE2 yet from PoE. Okay, so we want to look at that for sure. That is 90. That is... no, we definitely do not want that one. So we hit that. And we'll hit that too. Alright, that is increased amount of mana recovered. That one also... yeah, it's better than that. We also have an augmentation, which will give us a second modifier on this. Reduced charges per use. It's definitely better than what we're currently using. Although we don't currently have any real problems with our mana. Where's our stash? It's all empty space in that noggin. Which noggin? This one? Oh, you have no idea. Currently, if you were to listen really close as I do this, my brain rattling around would sound like a BB in a coconut. Upgrades a normal item. There we go. This is a new, better life flask than the one I'm currently using. So we'll upgrade it by adding an affix. It recovers faster now, and we will also augment it by adding an augmentation, which will give it a second affix. And it gains charges per second, even when I'm not killing stuff. Those are both good. Oh, under my character hood. Yeah, them too. Just vast, empty cosmic space. So let's see. That's not better than the one I currently have. I don't think. It's fine. We have uncut skill gems we need to look at. That is got extra life, but currently my chest has all kinds of wonderful things, and that one's just not gonna cut it. So let's see. Do we have the hooded one?
How can I be of aid?
Can identify stuff. That's right. So I don't need to use the scrolls anymore, but I've got them in my inventory, so I'll keep using them. I think we get onto the caravan now, and the caravan is basically a moving town with slaves pulling it. Don't worry, I'm sure they've got full health coverage, including optical and dental. Only half an hour for lunch.
A roving village. How clever.
How clever. And the village is, as you can tell, rolling. You've got the well. You have to use the well in town to refill your potions. You have the salvage bench. I don't think I have anything that has a socket. Salvage is only usable for removing quality from items that have it, and sockets from items that have them.
Who goes there?
Shambrin, yeah. Buy or sell.
No need to rush.
We want to sell that.
All right.
The rest, I think we want to try and deconstruct.
Blessings.
Have to find the deconstructorator. Is that them? I don't know. That's a player. Sorry, that is a player. I apologize to them for thinking that they were just a lowly NPC. So far, it looks like a gorgeous game. I would certainly say what I've found over the years is that I'm not a good judge of what is good or not good in graphics anymore. Disenchant, there we go. We want to try and disenchant. Those are all in the transmutation shards, and I am fine with that. So I have to take other people's words for it. The detail is so fine now, it gets lost on these old eyes. From what I can tell, it looks at least very close to Diablo's quality. I think I like the palette and everything more here. It's still dark, in that it's, unpleasant and dirty and gritty, but things look cleaner and cooler, if that makes any sense. All right, we put these away in my stash. And we have 2 level 5 uncut skill gems. So, we've already upgraded our primary damagers, the Essence Drain and the Contagion, to level 5. We can do so with the Skeletal Sniper, as I'm finding his poison is quite helpful. So we're going to upgrade that one to tier 5 as well. Which means also summoning them costs less spirit. Oh, it doesn't appear to have actually changed the amount of spirit on them. Yeah, reservation is still 35. I currently have 19 free spirit. I can yoink the Skeletal Warrior. Reduce that. And I think get a second sniper. Because the sniper seemed to be pretty good. Better than I thought. So much detail, even in inventory, looks like gold gilding like an old book. Yeah, those sort of details are very nicely done. The little bits of... when I was playing a lot of board games, a lot of times they'd put in little rules to just add flavor to the game, and those were referred to as chrome, because you're shining the game up. And so, yeah, little bits of chrome here to make things look cooler. Now, what I can also do is add a simple fire spell, because my understanding is that the gas that the skeletal archers drop explode if you hit it with fire. So what's not to love about that? Incinerate. Conjures a torrent of fire. That's a channel, right? Yeah, I don't want a channel. Solar orb. A little more expensive. Creates a fire orb that periodically reduces fiery pulses. Enemies that are close to the orb are ignited. I'm not sure if that hits what I'm aiming for or not. But we're going to try it because it sounds fun anyway. So we will slot that over here. And we will put it on there. Okay. Speak to the hooded one. I saw a spoiler earlier. I will not further spoil it by telling you who the hooded one is.
The beast is on the move, twisting the desert as it goes, waking ancient dead and
if you saw the
unknown horrors
cinematic
alive.
for PoE2, the hooded one is the guy who gets pinned to a tree by a spear. NPC riding next to the moving village is riding a chocobo. He's riding a bird. Not everything's a chocobo, you Final Fantasy players. It's a bird. In fact, it's a roadrunner. It's a big-ass roadrunner. No, I do not know if its ass is big. Sekima
I am
Asala.
Asala, the Sekima of the Ardura.
I think she digs me.
I care not where you came from, nor what caste you might have been there. All that matters is that you have shown yourself capable in battle, Jingak. Remain a friend to the Ardura, and you shall have nothing but respect from us.
Well, that's appropriate. I have consulted with her. You can come up here to the front,
This whole operation would be more efficient if
and
they
you
were
can,
dead.
I don't know, throw biscuits to the slaves. Dog biscuits. Is the early access only available for 1 week? No, I don't believe so. I believe it is open until the game is fully launched. That's my understanding.
So, the
It's
beast
possible I'm
has
wrong, but I'm
entered the
pretty sure
world
it's
once
open
more.
until the
We
game
were
is done.
following a trail of
It's not
corruption
like
before we were waylaid, and now we shall resume the hunt.
a sneak preview.
We Marrakech
It's
are
listed
honored
as
bound to
early
seek and
access,
contain
so
corruption
that's
wherever
that's
it may
got to be
found.
until forever.
It seems the sacred duty falls on us once more. The trail connects to 2 locations.
Well, not forever.
But we
Obviously, the
don't
heat death
know
of
where
the
the
universe
beast
is going to
currently
shut it down
resides.
in
I am
some
willing
billion
to
or
begin
trillion
wherever
years.
you and your shade thinks is wisest. You have your orders.
The desert map. Travel with the Ardura caravan to areas of reported corruption. All right, we got Wrathbreaker. He was a pain in the ass. We're here. I guess we're going there or there. Oh, okay. We can go to either one of these. Investigate the trail of corruption. Sure. We'll head down here to Modern Quarry. And here we are. Does the moving village actually go to different places? Yeah, it looks like we actually... No, I don't think... Well, we stopped. So I'm assuming, yeah, we reached our destination. So basically, we tell it where we want to go, and when we get to the... When it segues to a new map, it... Wow, that guy's 26. I'm like, what, 17? Yeah, I'm level 17. That guy's 26, man. He's really poking. He is pokey. We are at the Modern Quarry. Dinner? Ma, done? That's been my bad joke for the next 5 minutes. That's the Modern Quarry. Here we go.
Seems the Faradin have been up to no good in the hills of Morden.
Imagine that. Grab the waypoint. Always grab your waypoints, ladies and gentlemen.
Drain!
Let's try that. Okay. I'm gonna buy that. That's gonna be an improvement. I can turn those poison gas clouds into, oops, bad things for everyone else involved. Like that. That's level 18. Ma done swallowed him. Badoomch. I'm gonna buy that. A wicker tiara. More energy shield? If it's but that might the one I'm wearing isn't great, but it's got both life and level to minion skill. So it might be good. Let's see, we're heading here next, I think. More maximum energy shield. Our energy shield is currently 154. Give more. 196. Ah, delicious. So I may save up points and maybe we'll add in our next 3 points here. And then we'll respec these 3 points. Our minions will have less life. We'll have more shield. Because I think it's better. Because I started off doing a lot of the stuff with the minions. Now I'm doing less stuff with the minions. And more stuff with my spells. The minions now are mostly being used as meat shields. Delicious. Tasty meat shields.
Death and decay!
Death and decay! Okay, that's working pretty well. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that seems to be working. The Bridge of Caer Banog. I would say adding that spell has been a significant increase in my damage. So for those who aren't familiar with it, I'm also using Essence Drain and Contagion, which is a combo platter from PoE1. It's changed a little. Basically, when Contagion is on a creature that dies, it spreads Contagion to every other creature in the area, but it also spreads any other Chaos spell that's on that same creature to all the other creatures. So you hit them with Contagion, they start taking Chaos damage. You hit them with Essence Drain, they take a lot of Chaos damage. They die, that spreads both Contagion and Essence Drain to every mob in the immediate area. And the more of those spreads you get, the more the Contagion does. Not the Essence Drain. Essence Drain always does Essence Drain damage, but you can be doing up to, I think, 300% Contagion damage. And so those are the combos basically right now. Contagion and Essence Drain for Chaos damage. Firing Poison Clouds, which also do Chaos damage, but they don't spread, other than they hit everything in an area. And then dropping Fire into the Poison Cloud, which makes it explode and do a bunch of damage. Oh, you haven't seen the skill tree before? Oh my. It's bigger than the old one used to be. So I started here. Each of the classes starts in one of these 6 locations. And yeah, there's like 1,500 or 1,700 nodes in it. Yeah, a lot. And then the pulses from the lit gas, yes, is also hitting pretty hard. So those are my combos now. So what I have here is this is mostly minion stuff to here. This is increased chaos damage and chaos duration. This is all chaos damage here. Now I'm getting cast speed and energy shield. But yeah, there are basically 3 flavors of nodes. There are the small nodes that are in between. Most of those are going to be a buff to like +5 to any attribute. I can apply that to strength, intelligence, or dexterity. There are these, which I think are called the notables. I can't remember the names. Anyway, they're the slightly larger nodes that have a specific and interesting skill on them, or ability on them. And then there are the really big ones, which tend to be out here further, like this. Excess life recovery from regeneration is applied to energy shield, but energy shield doesn't recharge normally. Or That's convalescence. Where is it? Where is chaos inoculation? Your life becomes 1, but you're immune to chaos damage. So in this case, what you need is, if you have an enormous amount of energy shield, chaos damage ignores energy shield. So you need 1 life. Chaos damage does nothing. And if you have enough energy shield, 1 life doesn't matter because they can't get through your energy shield. At least that's the way it's supposed to work. Plus, later on, there'll be a quest I finish that will open up what's called ascendancy points, which is another tree inside the tree. That'll go here. And that has like a dozen nodes, and then over time you'll get 8 points, I think, but I think only 6 are available right now. And those really can jack up the amount of damage or defense you have. So that's the passive skills. Come on, guys, we've got work to do. Don't just stand around because I'm standing around. Okay, actually, that didn't make sense. Go ahead, stand around. 25 energy shield. My current boots have movement speed. That's their biggest advantage. Thing is, if they don't have movement speed, it's not worth having. Unless the boots would have to have really great skills. If it didn't have movement. Because movement is kind of really important. A little bit more movement speed improves your ability to kite, and just basically is a really big thing. You can tell when they turn purple, that means that they have either Contagion or Essence Drain, or both. Quivers, cool, but not really helpful if you're not using a bow. Oh, that is a checkpoint. So you can see all of those things up there are purple because the Contagion's been spreading with you. And they killed all my pets. Don't worry, pets are automatically resummoned. There they are. Antler focus. Maybe. I need to take just a second. This is an example of an incredibly good thing they finally added, which is it allows you to pause the game. I need to rinse this out and get some water. Be right back. As an example of something this technology that they've added does that's great is if you disconnect, maybe your network belches or something like that, your dog pushes the power button. When you log back in, you're not dead. The game pauses when you disconnect. How about that? That's a quality of life. So there's probably a boss back here somewhere. Yeah. Whoop. Nope. It's not a boss. It is it's a rare mob.
Squish, squish.
Got him. Thank you. That is one of my many streamer weaknesses, is just forgetting that simple thing. I'm going to blame it on I'm an old man, but the fact of the matter is, no, it's not because I'm an old man, it's just because I forget. I'm not just forgetting because I'm an old man. That's another... Ooh, is that 2 rare mods? I think it is. These things are no freaking joke. Now everyone shows back up. They've been as soon as they die, everybody gets better. It's just so hard to summon up good help, you know? Oop, volatile wand. Volatile dead. Huh. A volatile dead is a spell where you usually would use another spell to create corpses on the ground. Or if there are a lot of corpses around, use it and it makes them blow up. Historically, does a lot of damage. Now, those guys killed themselves in a big hurry because weight, essence drain, and contagion. Moves it all along to everybody. Wait, did I miss something in here? Oh, we back there, maybe? Is this all a dead end? I explored this entire southern end, I think. No, wrong button. I explored the entire southern end. I did, seems. Alright, well, we're hoofing it then. Back to where we were. So, the entropy level, basically the power level of your character is... Wait, what? No! What did I not explore? What have I not explorated? Doesn't say that it's done. Earning passage is done. This is not done yet. What did not get dude? I did not dude something, but I don't know what I did not dude. Oh, down by the checkpoint. I missed a bridge. It was a bridge too far. That's an old man historical and or movie reference. I think what happened is because I found a not a boss, but a yellow quality mob over there. So we've got a boss in here somewhere. A rare mob, a yellow, which are much tougher than they used to be.
Suffer and die!
The Book of Jamanra.
Our people have lived in the shadows of the dunes for too long. Countless generations have been forgotten, will be forgotten. We are not Faradin. We are Maraketh. And if we work together, if we unite, then they will be forced to acknowledge us. We must show them that casting us off is a mistake. We must show them our strength. Perhaps we can one day rebuild Keth itself. For all those who live in the plains of Vastiri.
That would be nice. I feel sure that would be nice for somebody. Maybe not everybody, but somebody would be pleased. Guys, where are you? You're stuck back there, guys. They are literally stuck. No, where'd they go? Oh, they died. if they get stuck somewhere, they die. That's not a good healthy response. Rather than teleporting to you, well, I mean, the game does have, at least PoE1 had, I should say, a skill you could use to teleport your minions to you. But I don't remember ever having to do it because minions died. Because minions got stuck. I don't recall that. May have happened. But in this case, they auto-eliminate themselves. A chest. Yeah, that takes up too much space. As does that. Inventory. Sadly, inventory Tetris is still a thing in the game. I really, really wish they would get rid of it. I don't think it adds anything fun to the game. And not everything's got to be fun all the time, you know. But if something adds unfun to the game, maybe rethink? Maybe? And inventory Tetris is unfun. Make it weight-based. That would be better. Make it so that every item takes up a single square. That would be better. Or do what Last Epoch does, which is gives you a much larger inventory, and it has an auto-sort, where it does its best to give you as many spaces as possible. But it's such an old-fashioned way of looking at the game. That, oh, we want inventory to be difficult. That's one I just simply, I don't understand. I will never. He does extra chaos damage and has powerful minions. Well, I'm not really seeing his minions, which I'm fine with, by the way. I don't really want to see his minions. You know, inventory is a means to an end. It's not an end on its own. The means is to limit the amount of stuff that the players can carry. I agree with that. But doing it in a way that's punitive, like the classic inventory Tetris, I think is not helpful to anyone.
Drain!
Whoa. Ah, that one dropped chaos bombs. Like those. Little chaos torpedoes. Chest over there. Oh, more bugs. Nice. They fly through it. It ignites them. I'm not going to complain about igniting bugs. Crackling quarterstaff. Oh, we want to keep that one because we can remove the sockets from that. armored Rex. Another chest. That is another level. I'm now level 19. A chance shard? I don't know what chance. I am assuming it will make a chance orb. A chance orb will take a regular item, a white quality normal item, and it will turn it randomly into either one affix, two affixes, probably four affixes, or a unique. I have one unique so far, and it's a shield. You may note I'm not using shields. Do I want to start moving back? I think I probably do. To get to there. So it's going to take 4, and then we can refund 4. We give up spell damage and minion stuff. That's fine, I think. I think we do that. So we're currently at 196. That's 217 energy shield. There's going to be a boss in here somewhere. A boss, come out and play. More gold. More money, more problems, you know. That's what they say. It's a dumb thing to say. More money doesn't mean more problems. More money just means different. These people have problems too. They just have different problems. They don't have to worry about where the next meal's coming from, as an example. Do have problems. Oh, well, we don't want anyone coming up behind us. Right, this looks like the appropriate place, or very nearly so. Infection! Actually, really accurate. That's what I'm doing. I'm hitting him with contagion. So just a quick note. I'm going to play for probably another hour at least, maybe an hour and a half. Take a break for some dinner. I will be back at 5 p.m. Pacific, give or take, which is my usual starting time. I'll be playing Marvel Heroes. You ever played Marvel Heroes? There's a way of playing it again, because it died years ago. And I am delighted to see it back. I have something like 1,200 hours in the game on Steam. So that is 2 awesome superhero games that are back from the dead in the last year. Officially, anyway, for one of them. And unofficially for the other. Alright, we have another... there's the checkpoint, so this is going to be the boss. Eventually. Death and Decay. Or D&D. Oh, we have a second level, so not a boss. What we have is a second level. Enter the Maudun Mine. All right, well, here we go. More mine. Basement floor, lingerie, pet supplies, power tools. That joke is predicated on you having seen movies where there were live elevator operators in like stores that would tell you what were on each floor. I've never actually seen that in a store, but I have seen movies with it.
You're not going anywhere.
That didn't work out that well for them, I gotta say. Good. Satyrs? We never had satyrs in the game before, I don't think. I don't remember them. Flavor of demon that I don't remember? Maybe. We've got another checkpoint. Alright. Now the boss. That looks like gold. Can't we mine it? Fine. Guess not. They won't do the least little thing to make me happy, will they? Contagion for everyone. Have some more. It's delicious. Everyone loves the taste of fresh Contagion. You can just see their health, their lives going down from the contagion, murdering each one in turn. It's delicious. It's delightful. Probably pyrite. You're right. It probably is. Therefore, I will keep digging it. Because fool's gold. Thump. Why don't you all just have watch your life just drain away? Must be so sad. For them, not for me. It's not sad for me. A pyrophyte staff. Wow, we're pretty close. Ooh, living bomb. 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 That's an old guy movie reference. The movie I'm referring is Dark Star. It was, I believe, John Carpenter's first movie, and was written by the guy who would eventually write Alien.
Infection!
There is green under it, so it might be copper. Yeah, that does certainly look like tarnish. Copper tarnish. You're probably right. I just wanted some gold. What the hell? What is... Oh, I have not seen a fog effect like that previously.
Death, take you!
Death take you indeed, you punk. Uncut support gem. Ooh, we'll take a look at that in a sec. We'll move back here to a relatively safe space and see what we can support. So we have skill gems, but we also have support gems in the game. And what you can do is you can slot support gems. So for instance, right now, Skeletal Warrior the default skeletal warrior, which is coming from one of our weapons, we haven't put anything into. We have Unearth, we haven't put anything into. Contagion, I believe we have Persistence. Yeah, I believe we have Persistence on Contagion. No, we have Magnified Effect, so that one, which gives them more area effects so the contagion will spread faster. Withering Presence is, I think, always on for us, is it is a spirit gem. Yeah, it's a buff. So around me, I wither mobs that are around me, and they take additional chaos damage. Our skeletal warriors here, we've given nothing to yet. The Essence Strain, we have two. We have Persistence, which gives them more duration, and we have Swift Affliction, which gives them less duration, but more damage. So between the two, they get a little more duration and a lot more damage. Why does Magnified Effect look like it's grayed out in that menu? It means it won't apply to this skill, or it's already been applied somewhere else in my build. No support gem can be used in more than one place. Used to be that wasn't the case. This is one of the new things in PoE2. If it's grayed out, it either can't be used on the skill, in which case I don't think it shows up, or it's already being used someplace else. And that's the case here. So for instance, comorbidity. Targets can be affected by +1 poisons. I'm guessing that can't be used, because I definitely don't have comorbidity on it. Corrosion, so there's nothing I can use? Your character's already using Magnified Effect. These ones, they can also, if you can't use them, because in this case, I don't have enough dexterity. So later on, as you get higher tiers of your gems, you'll have more support slots opening up. So you can have up to 5 supports on a single gem. The old rule was you should get about 30 to 40% more multiplicative damage for each skill gem. I don't know if that's still going to apply. I may need to actually get a couple points of dexterity so I can use comorbidity, which will allow mobs to be affected by 2 poisons at the same time. But for right now, I don't have anything I can use it on. We continue to move.
Infection!
Whoop! Something hit hard. They got through my energy shield. We don't want them to get through my energy shield. Let alone my hit points. Uh-oh. This may be my first crash. I have not crashed in-game. Whoa! Okay, that's the first time I have seen that happen in, I don't know, 5 hours of play? Something like that. Where it seized up. For a good, 2 or 3 seconds? And we've got another rare. Rares are a lot tougher than the regular mob, but also now they can have significant mechanics on their own. It wasn't really the case previously. Beforehand, basically the rare mobs were just tougher. They might have like some passive buffs on them, but they didn't really have mechanics. The new ones have mechanics that can, unsurprisingly, kill you if you're careless. Plague Nymph. Normally one does not associate the word nymph. Whoops.
Death and decay.
With plague. Those two words normally don't go together. Whoop. Uh-oh. Okay. Not good. Not good. Be nice if my friends would reap. There they are. They're back. My friends are back. The boys are back in town. Does the green health bar on mobs indicate infection? No, that's poison. Same thing on my health, which you can't see here. It's a red globe for health. Over here you've got mana. If it turns green, I'm poisoned. Now, poison does chaos damage, but does not count as a chaos spell. One of the things about PoE is there are an awful lot of little rules and stuff that you don't learn until you learn. Ooh, I'm shocked. So something in there shocked me. I had little lightning bolts over the surface of my red globe. As an example of little tiny rules things that you wouldn't know until you find out, it was probably 2 years before I found out that increased damage and more damage are not the same thing. So, for instance, increased damage is if you're doing 100 damage, every 10% increase is going to take it to 110, 120, 130, 140. Okay. 20% more damage is multiplicative. So, instead of going, say, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, you go 120, the first one is the same, but they're multiplicative. So 220% gets you not to 140%, but 144%. So what it does is first it adds on the increased, which tend to be bigger values, and then it multiplies them by the more. And so that's why you want a certain number of increases to increase the base, and then the more damage is a multiplier on top of it. And that tends to be better for anything other than like the first dose. Got a chest. Really? Absolutely nothing? That's insulting. My chest should give me fat loot. I mean, that's what they're there for. Is to give me loot. Did you not get the memo, guys? I'm guessing they didn't get them. Oh, we got another critter. We got more critters. Multiple critters. All the critters.
Dread.
Yeah, it makes sense. You have to have a way of denoting the difference. Now, in Diablo, what they did, which I think is probably better, is next to your 10%, they either put a plus for additive or a times for multiplicative. But that's how you scale things in MMOs, and scaling is vitally important, which is why right now in the beta test for in the beta server, the test server for Diablo 4, they've made some changes to Druid that has it doing -9 quadrillion damage because it has rolled over from 9 quadrillion plus 1, rolls it over to -9 trillion damage. That's because they're using a signed int 64 bits. The first 63 bits tell you how big the number is. The 64th bit tells you positive or negative. And in this case, they've rolled over and swung back around to the other end. Scaling is how you get huge damage numbers in ARPGs. Which is why when you say such and such a stat scales. So one of the things Last Epoch does very nicely is on every skill, it tells you how it scales. Scales with dexterity, scales with fire damage. And if you change your fire damage skill to a cold damage, it will change this to be scales with dexterity, scales with cold damage. Yeah, 9 quadrillion. That's the most you can get out of a 64-bit number if it's signed. Either plus or minus 9 quadrillion with a whole bunch of other digits. It used to be, we did this with 32 bits, which I think is about 200,000. Well, let's see. 10 bits is about 1,000. So 20 bits is about 1,000,000. 30 bits would be about 1 billion. So 2 billion, 4 billion. But it's signed. It's signed in. So it's about 2 billion. And a friend of mine hit the cap in WoW in gold. Because this number, the 2 billion number, was in fact copper pieces. So he hit 2 billion copper pieces, which is about 200,000 gold. Computers, everybody! Our world runs on them. Do you feel relieved by the fact that our world runs on these?
Putrefy.
Sunlight! We must go deeper. More sunlight. Not sure if I feel more or less safe. Oh, we've got a checkpoint. Finally, we have the checkpoint. I believe the boss arena, not the boss arena, but the boss arena, is up here. Will I die for the 7th time? The munitions bunker. Oh, yeah, this one was not... I'd seen a little bit of this fight. Yeah, they've got a flamethrower. I'm not happy about this.
She's insane.
Ruja the Dread Engineer. I think they're throwing bombs. Burn oppressors. I'm not the oppressor of you. You can stop.
Watch out.
Die!
Okay, they appear to be angry. Was it something I said?
Burn, oppressors!
I do not have my friends. I would like my friends to respawn, please. Thank you.
Slow down. Run.
For the king!
They get into their work. I'll give them that, you know?
Hold this! Slow down! Burn, burn, burn! Burn, burn! Hold this!
Yep, grenades.
I have the sun!
How about my friends? Thank you. A guy needs his friends, you know? Ooh, that's not friendly at all.
Blind! Boom!
Got him, I think. Yep. Burn, burn, burn! You first. Okay, that was uncalled for. I shouldn't taunt the dead person. That's kind of cruel. Whew, level 6. Uncut
All
gem.
part of my plan.
That's the Regal.
Please, get me
Uncut
out of here.
skill gem. Alright, level 6. We can upgrade our Essence Strain to level 6.
Winds praise you. 1,000 praises.
Rouge is a method actor, exactly.
I would die here.
And you should know, Liquid Flames,
Please take me back
as
to
you,
your caravan.
she
and
seemed
I
to
will tell you
really
anything
embrace
you want
your
to know.
name in that behavior and end result.
A defector. I admire those.
Use the
who
desert map
resist
to travel to
tyrants.
Halani Gates. We got everything here. Now, let me check the map first. There's Froggy. We love Froggy. Is that the Halani Gates? That is. So we will go back to the caravan. Just barely survived that one. Yeah, that one whack was really close. Yeah, these bosses are no joke in this game. A lot of the bosses in regular PoE, once you've got a decent build, not that tough. The bosses here, I have seen one of the best players in the world. There are a few players at PoE in particular who are just nuts. A guy named Steel Mage. I watched his build, and he was just fucking annihilating bosses. It's a cold with lots of frozen explodies and really nice. But he is deep into the game. All right, let's see. Who do I have to talk to? I have to travel. Well, we've got stuff to do first. Let's have, where is the hooded one? We'll have him ID our stuff.
How can I advise you?
Identify my stuff. Thanks, bro. You can also refund one. I don't think I need that one anymore. Right? Yeah, I don't need that one anymore. That refund. Wait, what? Apply refunds. One unconfirmed. Oh, the price is gonna. I'm gonna go from 5,000 gold to 4,700 gold, right? Double check that. Triple check that. Right. Okay. Yes, that's fine. And now I have another point to spend. P? It is. All right, and we are working our way back here. So that one, and then that one, and then we get all of these back. We'll respec those, and we'll get 4 more points back. And that'll allow us to start wandering around into other places. Get some fat and lootiness, you know? Because that's what we're here for. These games are all about the loot. We love the loot. We love it so much. Ooh, chaos damage. And we're heading there. We're heading there for sure. Most of our damage is chaos. Also dots. More dots. Let's see what we've got. All right, the one thing we know we want to break down is the crackling quarterstaff on the salvage bench. Oh, we also had a quality item. Yeah, the hat has quality. So that's going to give us armor shards, I think. And this is going to give us shards that allow us to add sockets to other items. So we got 2 artificer shards, and I'm not sure what we got from the other thing. So now we see if there's anything in here we want to see if we can use. The helmet. Nope. 11% and level of all spell skills. Yes, please. That's so good. It increases our chaos damage and it adds 1 to the level of all spells. That thing is stupid good. So I like it. To be perfectly clear, I want to be perfectly clear. Yeah, I like that one. That is a helmet. Doesn't look like a helmet. Hey, Major Kicks. How's it compared to PoE 1? Popped in here and there, but haven't paid much attention. It is slower. The power level of the player in particular is lower. The entropy level is the phrase I've been using for years for basically how powerful your characters feel. I always used it back in my D&D days to describe whether a campaign was low entropy or high entropy. The bosses are way, way more complicated and harder, and melee is very brutal to start. If you're not good at ARPGs, I would recommend playing a ranged class initially, and you're still going to have to kite like a mofo. Mofo being short for mofo. The items are much lower entropy than you're used to. This one has 4 affixes, or 6 affixes. I've got nothing else, I think, with 4. I have one other item with 4. However, currencies are much more available for adding affixes. On the negative side, they're not quite as available as you'd like. To my mind, the big changes are your character's going to feel a lot weaker. The bosses are a lot harder. Is it more balanced skill-wise in melee versus range magic? I don't know. I haven't seen enough melee played. I've been watching... Most of what I've been watching has been ranged. Good morning to you, Fizbic. Afternoon here. Morning. Also, a quick note. I'll be playing for a while longer. At least another, 40 minutes. Probably more like an hour. And then an hour and a half after that, I'll be playing Marvel Heroes. So if any of you ever played Marvel Heroes, it's kind of back. So I don't know about the balance. What's interesting is if you've played in the past, your item sockets only allow you to socket in runes, I think, which basically allow for things like resists and stuff. But the skills themselves, depending on their level, is what determines the number of sockets they've got for support achievements. Your weapons can also have skills. So for instance, I've been using this. That's probably not going to be used any longer, as that has a skill built in. And this has a skill that gives me a couple of skeletal warriors built in. Just curious, since PoE started melee heavy, been around like the time you stopped playing, it was more range magic, user heavy, melee kind of faded out. Certainly, melee has faded out over the years. It will occasionally make brief comebacks. The last PoE league, melee was strong again. I think it was the last one. Might have been one before that. Melee was strong again. They made a lot of changes to really improve melee. As far as here, I have not watched enough melee. I watched a little bit of Monk play. My understanding is Monk is slow going at the start, but once he gets rolling, his melee is strong. I was watching Mathel playing Monk last night, and he was actually playing ranged Monk, and it was very, very strong. So ranged Monk at least is. I can't speak outside of that. As the only other person I spent any time watching was a brand new PoE player, and mostly a Guild Wars 2 player, and she died like 30 times to the very first boss. Which isn't surprising if she's not used to playing ARPGs. That one is going away. That's going away. Is that belt better? Flask charges, increased life recovery from flasks, charm effect duration, fire resist. I don't know. That is Marvel Heroes from the old days. If you were a Marvel Heroes player who wants to get it, I will go into details when I play in an hour, probably about 2.5 hours. The short version is if you Google Marvel Heroes emulator and you look for the 0.40 build, and you ever played it on Steam, you use Steam to download the client. You download server emulator, you run the server emulator on your local machine, and you run the client on your local machine, and congratulations, you're playing Marvel Heroes. I owned all the heroes as well. I was looking forward to the Odin Sun version of 4 that had been scheduled when the game got canceled. Last season, right before they expanded the axe. Oh, okay, yeah, that's just before I started Major Kicks. And I actually played melee at the start, but it was ranged or semi-ranged melee. I played Sunder. Was my first couple of leagues. There is also a private server out there running the same server client. You would want to do a search for... actually, I can tell you the website for them. It's mhtahiti.com. Marvel Heroes, mhtahiti, like the island.com. So yeah, if you want to play, there are methods available. You can either play it locally, which is completely legit and legal in the US at least. The other one, I expect, is probably legal as well, but could get hit by a cease and desist order that they probably can't afford to fight. but running it locally on your own machine is completely safe. And legal. Safe and legal. Gotta be careful about that. 35 in lightning resist. It doesn't have +1 to minion gems. I need the +1 to minion gems still, I think. Minions aren't that powerful. Life. I'm going to add something on there. So now you get to see a little bit of crafting after I sell stuff
Speak up.
or disenchant stuff with Zarka. These disenchant for shards of currency. It takes, I think, 10 of any currency to turn into the appropriate orb. So I think I'm about to lose a little chaos damage by pulling this off. But that's going to go in with slightly more chaos damage and +1 to all skills. So if we pull this off, and we put this there, glorious. Our currency's still roughly the same. They're slightly more clear. There is one that turns a 0 affix item into a 1 affix item. There's the augmentation that turns a 1 affix item into a 2 item. Regal turns a 2 affix into a 3 affix. Alk automatically takes a 0 up to 4 or possibly more, but 4 for sure. Exalts are much more plentiful. They add an additional affix onto, well, you'd only want to put it on a 4 or 5 affix item. And Chaos remove an affix randomly and add a random affix. So they kind of simplified it. Mirror was, yeah, incredibly god tier. I assume it's still in there. I don't know. If we were to check my stash, we can see so far, these are transmutations. They take a normal item and add 1. These are Augs. They take an item with 1, make it 2. These are Regals, I assume. Nope, there's the Regal. That takes 2 items and adds a 3rd. Chaos, remove 1 and add 1 randomly. Exalted adds 1 to a yellow quality item. Armorers improve the quality. Artificers add a rune socket. Runes are things like this. These are adding damage to weapons, to martial weapons, basically weapons you're hitting with, not casting. And add resists. Third one might be the divine. What would the divine be? Yeah, it might be. That's got to be Vol, because that looks like the Vol orb. I have 1 chaos. I don't see an obvious mirror, and these are the shards. So I don't have any of the shards for whatever the 4th one is. So let's put all of our shards and orbs in place. And runes. Chance shard. That's 1 for a chance orb, so I'm guessing that's probably a chance orb. Armor scraps, that's an uncut support gem. Our second regal. So, I'm going to hold on to this for now. I have only gotten 1 unique so far. Sadly, a shield. Cool looking shield though, as it appears like it's a gate, part of a fence with a skeleton tied to it, because that would obviously make a great shield. I do have regals, but I only have 2, right? Yeah, I only have 2 regals. I don't want to take a crapshoot on that to see if I can get +1 to minion. But I will hold on to it for now anyway. We have another uncut support gem. Let's see. I don't think very often. Right, we don't have any open sockets there. We could add Conk Effect, which has them deal more area damage but have less area effect. Control Destruction. Supported skills deal more damage with hits and ailments, but they can't crit. That's fine. We could put that into the solar orb. Yeah, we're probably going to do that, but we'll browse real quickly on the others. I can't use these. You can only use the support gem once in your entire build. So no more putting multiple projectile support into all of your projectile skill. But I can't use these because I don't have the dex for them yet. Oops. Energy barrier. Energy shield recharge begins immediately and is not interrupted by damage for 2 seconds when stunned while using support. Yeah, that I don't think is of any particular help. Lacerate. That would inflict bleeding, which wouldn't be terrible. My skeletal warrior, I'm currently only using one, so I don't want to think. I don't think I want to use a meat shield on it right now. Until I lose these skeletal warriors, then I'll want more. My spirit is used sort of like like mana reservation used to be. You had to permanently take up some of your mana to cast some kinds of skills. Now they have a completely different stat for it. That's spirit. Withering presence is clarity, increases mana regeneration. I'm not currently having any problem with mana regeneration. So I think we're going to drop the solar orb controlled destruction. Yeah, we'll just drop controlled destruction in place, I think. Does that mean no more energy shield? Oh no, I have... I currently, you can't see it down here, is my health gem and energy shield. I have 374 life and 267 energy shield. And we have everything in its place, and we will now head to the other place on the map. Oh, wrong map. Wrong map. I hit the wrong button. We're here on the caravan. We just finished here. Here was the Wrathbreaker boss who killed me for the 6th time. I have died 6 times so far. 4 of the bosses killed me once. 1 boss killed me twice. The Act 1 end boss killed me twice, and he just barely got me the 2nd time. Spirit is just a rename of reserve, and it no longer affects your mana. So it's completely separated from mana now, which I think is a plus. I think that's a good thing. We want to move. Supposed to go to the Halami gates. Do I have to do that? Wait. I thought I moved there. I moved to there via the map, I thought. Do I have to talk to someone? Use the desert map. Oh, is that? Yeah, it's up here, I think. Yeah. Ooh, additional quests.
I know what Jaman Ra intends. Atop the burial spires of Deshar lie the Maraket's most honored dead. The king has become driven by madness to seek any trace of ancient flesh from those of renown or power.
So I'm surprised that the bosses haven't been more troubleful. That was one of my big, and still a concern, is that you're going to run into bosses who are blockers.
I have seen it.
If that would ruin some of those max damage at max health builds. Is there still gems that swap HP and MP? I don't know. I know, for instance, Mind Over Matter is in the game. So I think some of those sort of juggling hijinks are available. We are at the Halani gates. One of the descriptions I used earlier, someone was asking about it, is the game is significantly more difficult, at least while leveling, but it's also simpler. PoE2 is the GOAT. I think it's too early to judge. I have concerns still. I have less of them than I had before, but it's certainly good. It is a well-crafted early access for damn sure. Oh, we're almost at level 20. Do we get anything extra special at level 20? I hope. For those of you who weren't aware, our vehicle that we were riding in, don't worry, the slaves have health insurance, they have dental, and they have optical. So, I mean, they're actually doing pretty well. Like the one, yes, the one hit point build is still in there. I can even show you. For those who have not seen the skill tree, this is the passive skill tree. Every time you level, and sometimes at other times as well, you get points. This is how far I've gotten so far at 19. All the way out here was Chaos Inoculation. Where is it? There? Yeah. Chaos Inoculation. Maximum life becomes 1 and you're immune to chaos damage. So yes, that build type is still in the game.
Ugh. Why have we stopped?
I'm supposed to talk to Risu about the closed gates. Okay, that's kind of silly to make me go back inside.
The Halani gates are closed. Then Jaman Ra must have succeeded in capturing them. He planned to close the gates to prevent the Maraket from interrupting his harvest. A siege from the front will be impossible now.
Okay.
But there is another way.
Of course, there's
An
another way.
ancient passage
Tree
lost
looks
to
interesting
time.
now. Does that
It
mean
was
everyone
used by
starts
the
in the
traitor
middle?
Balbala.
They start
I can show
close.
you where it is.
They're the
If you
6
will
points
use
of
it to
the
stop Jaman Ra
hexagon.
before it is too late.
You start much closer than you used to, for sure. So I start here. The next one starts there, and so on. So what is it? You know, about a half a dozen, 5 or 6 points get you to the same place on adjacent classes. And we're going to be getting 6 more classes eventually. Presumably they'll be at the other points here, I'm guessing, but I don't know. Are they going to revamp the tree for that? That doesn't make sense. Maybe multiple classes for the same starting point? I'm not sure. Short version? I'm not sure. I don't know, maybe the sorcerer maybe also starts in the same place as the witch. So it's good it's a bit closer for some of those builds that need to travel. Yeah, I agree completely. That generally having the builds, but also because the tree is bigger now, you may have to travel further along the outside to get to certain points that were easier to get to previously. But certainly along the inside, it I think is significantly easier. Sekima?
So, the outcasts have raised their new king from the grave, and he seeks to violate Deshar, to feed our honored dead to the beast. Such a transgression. Those vile dogs.
They are
The
vile
city
dogs.
of the dead lies beyond the Halani gates. We should move to crush the Ferridan immediately. Let us see if this defector's information is truthful. Infiltrate this supposed passage. Find your way to the top of the gates without being detected, and then call for aid. I shall answer.
Yeah, after I've defeated the boss. Use the map to travel to the Traitor's
You
Passage.
have your orders.
That must be the Trail of Corruption to the Halani Gates. This is Act 2 of the game. I finished up Act 1 at level 16. And now the Traitor's Passage. Now note, one of the things you can do is you can reset maps and re-go through them if you're looking for additional loot and XP to try and overlevel bosses. I expect for a lot of players that's what they're going to have to do, because these bosses are no freaking joke.
Creepers and crawlers in dark spaces. How wonderful.
Why? I don't know.
I will unmake you!
That's level 20.
Belongs to me.
Hey. That was uncalled for. I think it's probably worth it for me to hop back really fast. temporarily reset that point, use it to get there, then reset those points, get that one back, and I have more points going into this direction. So I'm going to do that really quick. Bear with me. Oh, Balbala the Trader is in there waiting for me. Why, I'm there. That's the mine. Can't teleport back to the... Interesting. Oh, there we are. Sorry. Old man, you know, the brain. Works occasionally. Not that often.
If you are traveling through Traitor's Passage, there is something I wish to
Another
ask of you.
quest.
The traitor, Balbala.
Yeah.
According to the tales, she is still sealed there, somewhere along the tunnel, as an undying djinn. She served her sentence long ago, but knowledge of the location was lost. It is long past time to release her.
So am I supposed to release her or kill her?
I will tell you her story if you wish, but I doubt it will mean much to a Jingak.
Yeah, call me a Jingak again. I'll punch you in the face so hard.
Warm nights.
We need to talk to the hooded one. That's the best portal in the game, guys, right there.
Quickly.
Another strategy.
I want to refund one passive. That'll cost me 287. Apply the refund. I now have a point to connect this up down here. And now I need to refund.
How can I be of aid?
How
Passes.
can I perfect myself?
That's going to cost me 1,100. Okay, we now have 4 points. We put back the one we had. And now, go ahead and apply that. Now we're going to browse and see where we want to go next. We go there, we can add a point to our dex instead of int for a change. And get up to the point where we can use some more support on our skeletal archers. That's minions. That's energy shield. Dampening shield. Energy shield. Maximum mana. And I don't think I really need the maximum mana. That's recharge rate. That's not bad for 2. Give me a second here. I have to scour nearby nodes for stuff I want. Energy shield recharge rate. Where was the chaos? There's chaos up there. So we definitely want to go there. We either have to go this way or this way. This way is a lot of traveling. This way is a little bit more useful traveling. To get to there. This is, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is more points and just as much traveling. So, the question then is the energy shield... Ooh, that's a lot. That's the rate. That's the energy shield. I think that is worth it. Now, the question is the energy shield rate worth it? And I don't think so, because we're now 1, 2, 3, 4 to get there, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That answers the question. I'm going to add to Dex here so we can buff up our archers, because being able to use one of the skills there, the support gems on the archer would allow us to have 2 stacks of poison instead of 1, basically doubling the poison damage and then maybe a slight reduction on the double. I had to look up Divine Orb. It re-rolls the stat percentage. Ah, that's right. All right, we spent our points. We have more energy shield. We are now at 386 life, 350 energy shield. So almost the same numbers. Cost us some money. Who's
Need
the...
something? My wares are
Okay,
renowned.
they're selling sort of the combat-y stuff. Does
Sans
Zarka? Zarka has the magical stuff, so we'll see if there's anything we want to replace this with. That's level 6 skeletal warriors. That's way better. Well, that's a very likely. That's got +1 to minion skills though, and increased damage for them. The free skeletal warriors. That's the skeletal warriors. That's mana and malice. Malice. Chaos damage. We've got one better. Haha. Sorry. That's living bomb. Mana drain. Mana drain. No, I don't think any of those are going to make the grade. I did want to double check. So that's got 2. It's really got 2 really good ones. So I think I'm going to use one of my regal orbs to add a third and hope. Increase spell damage. Not bad. And I'm going to use an exalted because I can add more now. Could use up all the rest of my exalted. Probably just this one. Critical hit chance for spells. That's not a help. Mana. Not a great help. I'm going to leave the last one in place then. Alright, we're now going back into the... it was up here. No, it was here. The Trader's Passage. There we go. Alright. Back at it we go. A little bit of gold to make up for the gold we just spent. 7 gold in those pots. I'm rich. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Oh. Spooters. That sounded like spooters. It's spooters. It's spooters. You assume there's still levels where it can roll max tier? My assumption, yeah, is that basically the levels go up as you're leveling up. So the items drop with more inherent levels to them. And you'll note, unusually, normally if you're running an Essence Drain Contagion build, you're not also throwing explodey stuff. But I have 2 archers. The archers I can direct to drop gas, which will poison the mobs, and then hitting it with fire causes the gas to explode. Plus, that thing also does ignites and does direct damage. There's all kinds of nice things. I like that. In fact, also, here's an advantage for those of you who've played in the past. If you, like, disconnect or something, you don't come back dead. You come back to that, the game being paused. It automatically pauses the game if it diagnoses a disconnect. Also, the fact that it has a game pause is a enormous quality of life change. This also means that you no longer have the logout macro. All you do is you pause the game and respawn at the checkpoint. The logout macro was always a jank piece of junk. You're not, whoa, those are big freaking spiders, okay? That's a lot of big freaking spiders. Oh, behind me too. You think that's funny, don't you? You think that's funny? Yeah, that's not funny, okay? There they go. It finally kicked in. My Essence Drain Contagion kicked in finally, and they all just started falling over. Yep, active dodging. Sadly, people are saying that the change they should make to that is that it should give you phasing. Those not familiar with it, phasing allows you to pass through mobs. It would be nice if you could dodge through mobs, because you can get pinned in a corner by like 3 mobs, because mobs can actually have small knockbacks. And so a couple of mobs can pin you in a corner and a boss can go, "Hi, how you doing? I'm just going to have a nice big long wind up and kaboom." That might be worth a transmute. And there was nothing else down here. The active dodge is hugely necessary. Assume you aren't going to do it, since maybe some skills will allow phasing, like some PoE skills. Possible, but the idea of movement skills it no longer exists in PoE. There are no movement skills anymore. In PoE2. I should be clear. PoE1, that hasn't changed. There are no traversal skills. Aha! I knew he was waking up. I knew it. I knew it. You didn't fool me at all. Everyone is pretty forever slow, yeah. I haven't changed my boots because they've got movement speed. Spooters. Everybody hates spooters. I'm not actually an arachnophobe. I am a entomophobe, though. So spooters don't bug me too much. Bugs bug me. Oh, look at that purple just pop around between them all. It's glorious. You see a whole bunch of purple mobs? That means I've got them all infected. Contagion and or essence drain.
One day, they'll make a statue.
That is a checkpoint. Usually means there's a boss coming up. Yeah, the amount of zoom in the game has been drastically reduced. If you played or are aware of Ruthless for PoE1, this game has a very, very strong vibe of Ruthless. And I don't consider that to necessarily be a good thing. How will you desync a game and then get angry about dying because of it? Well, if you desync sufficiently, it'll read that as a temporary disconnect and you'll get paused. So the game will pause for you to think, okay, good. I'm not screwed. You'll unpause and then die. So there's your anger right there. Decree of imprisonment. This is for...
The traitor Balbala has been sentenced to 1,000 years of suffering as a jinn, bound in this place of great dishonor.
And die!
Let no woman or man
Suffer and die!
Enter her prison. The traitor Balbala has been sentenced to 1,000 years of suffering as a jinn.
I wanted to read that.
In this place of her dishonor. Let no woman or man of Marikath blood enter her prison before her time is served.
You know, without all kinds of explodey noises in the line.
The traitor
Yeah, 1,000 years as a jinn bound in this place of dishonor. Let no woman or man of Marikath blood enter her prison before. Well, apparently she's spent enough time. Which direction do we want to go? I'm going to assume up. Spiders, spiders, voodoo. Whoops. A whole bunch of gold laying around. I'm sure that that is just, you know, free money. Just happens to just be laying around because that's the way life always is. Life has lots of free money just laying around. Don't you know? Evidently, sometimes it is. Oh, we've got... Oh. Just a dead end. Dead ends. We, PoE players and ARPG players in general, we love our dead ends. Wait, why is there a checkpoint there? There was a checkpoint back there. Am I missing something, or we really can't... No. There's nothing, nothing you can do there. Right, well, we tried, as is tradition around here, we had 3 ways to go. This was the wrong way. This was the wrong way. Hey, I got an idea. Let's try the 3rd one. It's so nice when it just sort of scoots along, murdering everything in line. Who doesn't like that? Another checkpoint. Interesting.
Someone wanted these doors to remain shut. I should open them.
Well, I have to say, me in the game has a similar attitude to me. Someone wanted these doors to remain shut. I should open them. Ancient seals. So, you mean the guy who sang Crazy? That's an old guy music reference. Forgotten prison of the traitor.
Well,
sentence long
if it isn't
passive.
the traitor herself. Let's get this over with.
Wow, 3 runic seals. 1. I'm sure there's going to be no conflict whatsoever. Oh, nice prison they set up. I like the thing that's implied that they've got all these magical seals and spells holding them in place. I'm sure this is going to be a friendly exchange of common admiration, even affection.
Now, Jingak, I prove myself, not I.
Told you.
Daria. Atun. Daria.
Hey guys, friends, if you could, thank you. Spend a little less time on her pets and a little more. Whoa, okay, not friendly, unkind. Rewind. Whoop, poisoned. No problem. I'll be fine. I think. I am not making fast progress on her.
Suffer and die.
That would be the ideal, yes, for her to suffer and die. I'm not sure we're going to get that out of her. She seems to be somewhat death adverse. Alright, guys. Anytime now. You can come back from the dead. That would be cool. Thank you. Not a fan of her at all. There's poison everywhere. That's kind of a dick move. Wasn't.
Perfection.
Not good. Alright, 4 seconds. We get my boys will be coming back. Boys? Get up, guys. Just a little bit more. Got her. See what I mean about bosses being tougher here?
A spirit in a corner.
For anyone who hadn't seen a boss in here before. Thank you. Yes, I think I will stretch. That's pretty much an average boss fight. I have died, I believe it's 6 times. I'll double check that. After I pick up everything. Slash deaths. Slash deaths. 6 times. 5 bosses. Only one boss has killed me twice. All the others killed me with a one-shot mechanic. And I learned the one-shot mechanic and didn't die again. The one boss who killed me twice, I came that close to killing on the second go. So I'm very pleased with how I've been able to handle the big, ugly bosses. I would like to say I've played better than I expected. Yeah, I have played better than I expected. That's why I would like to say that, I guess. Because it's kind of true. Return to the caravan. Ascend the trader's passage. Okay, well, yeah. We'll point. Am I pleased with the difficulty increase? So far, I'm okay with it. I think it is going to hurt retention levels a lot. I wonder what kind of progress levels they're seeing from players new to PoE. Players who never played PoE, or even worse, never played an ARPG. Like the person I saw last night who died like 30 times at the first boss. I think in the long term, I'm not a huge fan of it. Mostly because you have to kill them to progress. And you can no longer death march them. If you die, you come back, they're healed and ready to fight again. So, you used to be able to death march them, so there were no blockers. What I'm concerned about in this game is I'm going to find a boss that I can't beat. And then I'm done. The only thing I can do is like run around and hope to get some more points for the skill tree and some more levels and get some better gear. How long is that going to take? There's not a lot of gear dropping. So I kind of think that for a lot of players, it's going to be way worse. For me, it's been less painful than I thought. But I ain't going to lie, those bosses are tough.
So, you released Balbara from her prison, and she fought well. Good. She may now earn her redemption if the ancient places still hold power. Her barrier contains her soul. She will tell you what to do next.
Okay. So the quest item was that. Number of trials. Oh! I believe you need that to get into the first Ascension trial, for those of you familiar with Ascension. For those not familiar with Ascension, in Path of Exile 1, I believe it'll go here. Basically, when you successfully finish the Trials of Ascension, you get another much, much smaller skill tree that'll have like maybe a dozen points on it. And you'll get 2 points to spend. And 1 point will be a transit point, so a minor buff. And then the other ones will be a big buff. And that's kind of where a lot of your power ramps up. It's from your ascendancies, not so much from the tree. But in this case, one of my biggest concerns is about this trial of ascendancy. There are 3 trials, and you can run any of the 3 to get ascendancy points. The first one is a mechanic that plays nothing like Path of Exile. It plays much, much more like Hades than Path of Exile. I think it's a dreadful choice. The second one is a League mechanic I don't like, but at least you're playing Path of Exile in. I don't know if we know what the third one is yet. But I believe that is the first access to the first trial of Ascension. Which means that I'm going to have to kill Balbala multiple times to get access.
It is your duty to redeem her soul.
Because I expect I will not succeed my first try at Ascension.
During your dance with the Scorpion. In modern times, we give aspiring Decaras a straightforward test. For this task, however, the old ways are required. You will have to face a much deadlier
The Sanctum
trial.
League was, I don't know,
Speak to Asala.
maybe 2 years ago?
The original trial is not far from here, and the caravan is duty-bound
I
to
don't know
carry
how
you there.
they've changed it, but in PoE 1, it was meant to be a roguelite, where when people wanted to play it to like farm it for money and goods and stuff, they made specific builds, because Sanctum was terrible for some builds and much, much easier and better for other builds. So as a mechanic, I hated because my builds were not good for it, for the league where it came out. After that, I just hated it, and I just chose not to do it, because I think it's bad design to have that. Well, not bad design to have it in play. Here, to have it as part of sort of the main storyline function you have to do, I think is a terrible choice. This is like saying, okay, you've been playing Path of Exile. To get more power in Path of Exile, you now have to successfully play Hades. I'm terrible at 2 sticks, so I'm terrible at Hades. I don't think I'm going to be good at this either. I don't think I have anything that's salvageable here. No, nothing I have is salvageable here. We need to go back to the hooded one.
Quickly.
And have it quickly. Okay, identify my items, punk. There, you happy now? I'm a jerk. Alright, I don't know why I picked that up, but I did. That's a definite no. can't use. The reason I picked that up is I knew I was coming back and just going to be selling
Speak
it or
up.
disenchanting it anyway. So, disenchant. 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 We also have one thing to sell. Go back to the stash. Og. Transmutation. Transmute. Uncut skill gem. Yay! And this, I wanted to see if we can get something better than that. So we're going to try an orbital transmutation on it. Because this gives us a level 6 skeletal warrior. This is giving us a level 4. That's a default skill. Strength. Not really very helpful, gotta say. Spirit. That would give us like an additional 10 spirit, I think. Not enough for us to summon another minion. So the one we're currently using is probably better. Maybe not. I'm going to swap it out. The skeletal minions will have more health. All of my minions will be doing less damage because they'll have one lower skill. But the additional health and damage for the skeletal warriors may make this worthwhile. So I'll hold on to the other one for some length of time. And we have an uncut skill gem. Alright, we can now make Contagion into a level 6 skill gem. So basically, as you get higher levels of skills, you can use them to raise the levels of the skills you already have, or grab new skills. So when we get to an area that's giving us level 7 skills, that'll give us access to a Detonate Dead if we want, which blows up corpses. Vulnerability, which is a curse you apply so that your hits ignore their armor. Not very important for me, because I'm mostly doing magic damage. And Profane Ritual, which deals base chaos damage. That one might be worth it for me when we get there. But right now, I'm just going to raise Contagion, because my primary damage is Contagion in essence. Ascend to power. Use the desert map to travel to the Trial of the Sekimars. Well, I'm going to try it. I expect I'm going to fail. Do I want to try it? Yeah, I'll try it. We'll use the desert map. Take me to the Trial of the Sekimars. I expect this is going to fail. I expect I'm going to fail. Let's be clear about that. The Trial of the Sekimars.
Makarkan.
If I succeed, I'll get to choose an ascendancy. The two ascendancies for which are Blood Mage and
Traditions are meaningless drivel. But let's see what power is offered here.
Ignitionist. It's something fire related. I don't remember the name. But that includes like a free additional pet that kicks a lot of ass. So I'm not sure which I'll want. I have to find a relic altar. Etchings of Varashta.
The proving grounds for the sisterhood is complete. Though it broke many bones and some backs, the triumph is ours to behold. Zerok has been a most helpful aid. He came to us at Tel Jari, but now he is something more.
Alright, which way do we want to go, though? I don't think there is a way that way. It just looks like there is, right? Yeah. Ooh, we've got Fire Ace, the Relic Altar. Place your Barria in the Relic Altar. So this is basically the Sanctum mechanic. A mechanic I hated. League mechanics for PoE1 have often been inspired by other games. This one is inspired by roguelites. There's another that was inspired by tower defense, for example. This one I hated because your build defined how easily or more difficult it was to run. Some builds were built, literally built to run Sanctum, and some builds were terrible. Because your life and shield may not matter, because here you have to keep your honor high, and some of their attacks will just hit your honor. So you may have built yourself for defense with a lot of shield and health and regen and stuff, and it doesn't matter because you can't regen honor. I will speak to Bal. Relic decoration is now available in my hideout. I didn't know I could go to my hideout.
I will serve.
All right, Balbala the advisor.
We have met in battle, but not in peace. I am Balbala, once a traitor, long a sorrowed prisoner. As Jinn here, I shall serve as your guide. Together, we shall prove ourselves worthy.
Okay, I have an honorable urn, relic of flowing. Fountains have a 5% chance to grant double sacred water, whatever that might be. And a 10% increase maximum honor. That's obviously got to be good. I'll select one. I'll select the one that I can select. How about that? Interact to participate in the trial of the Sekimas. Relic Locker. That's restoring them. Relic Altar. I know I can place them somewhere to gain the usage of the relic, so that the relic affects my run. I don't think it goes there. I thought if I go to Relic Locker, I thought there was like an area on the top. This will hold relics. I thought this one would slot into one, so I would get that effect. Maybe it... Oh, it goes here. Okay, there we go. So I'll now have 10% maximum honor, however much that is. All right, here we go.
Let's get this over with.
Begin your test of strength. Monster levels are 22. I am level 20. Do I have to go through this? No, that's just... Nice shiny effect. The graphics are great. Trial of the Sekimas. If I finish successfully, which I doubt, I'd give myself maybe a 20% chance.
I have to admit, I'm somewhat enjoying all this.
I don't have to admit that at all. I have my honor, you can see it? Yeah. I have 829 honor and no keys, whatever the keys are, and no glowy, whatever the glowy is. Those need mouse overs, okay? GGG, these need mouse overs. Honor is an additional resource you have to manage within the trial of the Sekimas. A percentage of the damage you take from enemies in the trial will be taken from your honor. If your honor reaches 0, then the trial is failed. Okay. Traps are back. Lovely. For those of us who enjoyed traps in the old version, they're back. And mind you, we don't have movement skills anymore. I'm still at 829 out of 829, guys. I've got this wired. Can't lose, won't lose. That's not open. I have to do now. I have to avoid the fire trap over here, it looks like. There's something in there moving. Oh, good. Fire and spikes. Because that's what I want. Ah! Don't run into the fire, you dumb shit. Uh, 786 out of 829. All right, that door is not open. There's a chest and other chests. See, in regular PoE, you just have to worry about not dying. Here, every bit of damage you take fucks you. This is why I do not like this mechanic. Did that open the other doorway? I don't know. Oh, it closed this one, though. Oh, all right. Nope, not yet. Go, 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 go. It did open this other one, okay.
Putrefy.
$7.54 we are currently at. Sacred water, that gave me 6. No, it gave me something. That's sacred water. I don't know what sacred water does, but supposedly it gave me 6. So it's 7.54, so... But I'm betting you can see why I'm not a huge fan of this. Because in regular PoE, you cushion yourself from mistakes by building more defensively. Here, you don't get to regenerate goodness from your mistakes. Your mistakes kind of stick with you. Right, I'm just not a good enough player to not make mistakes.
Putrefy.
$7.12. And also I'm going to spend a fair amount of time waiting for my dead pets to regenerate. So, a whole lot of pots, nothing in them. I'm not sure we needed that part of Diablo 2 brought back. Pots that almost never have anything in them. Do we need that? Alright, we have completed what amounts to the first room. I'll grab the bronze key. We now have 1 bronze key. The keys are rewards at the end. If you reach the end, obviously. So the trial map. We have finished the first room. We have to choose, basically, how we're going to move from left to right. So we're going to have to succeed in 2, 4, 6 rooms to get to the boss. Alright. This awards Sacred Water Fountain. Afflicts you with Deceptive Mirror on entry. You're not always taken to the right room. That is the worst. Because you can't plan ahead, because sometimes it takes you to a random room. Awards a Shrine to restore honor. That's how we can get some of our honor back. We need more honor. That is just a given. Next room.
Infection.
Like that. Busted. We got more spikes over there. Is there anything on the other side of the spikes? Probably. But I'd rather avoid. I am not a very good with the mechanics of spikes in the game. Never have been. We are at 712. I don't remember what we were at previously. We were at 658. That thing hit really hard. Grab the... Oh, there's a critter there just standing there. That's buggy. It's bleep. $637. Where the shit do they keep coming from? 611. Spikies, bugs, critters. And so imagine you've built your whole defensive build around save regeneration. Plus 3 sacred water. I don't know what the sacred water does. I've got 10 out of 21. So yeah, we are down about a quarter, and we're in the second room. And now we don't even have movement skills to get through anything. So this is why I think this is just the worst conceivable choice for a Trial of Ascension. Because you're only sort of playing PoE. Oh, goddamn, another one of these freaking things. $584. There's a switch somewhere we didn't get. I hate Sanctum. I've hated it since it first appeared in the game. I think it's a bad, non-fun mechanic unless you're lucky, and guess who's not being lucky? Keep coming from.
Suffer and die.
Yeah, it's not going well. This is exactly what I predicted would happen when it came to the Trials of Ascendancy.
Has been disrupted.
What a piece of crap. Not to put too fine a point on it, what an incredibly terrible fucking choice. This was one of my biggest worries in the game leading in, was that the Trials of Ascension would be a nightmare. So far, I was entirely correct. I'm currently at a little bit over half. We'll see how much I get back for having finished off the trial. 115. Still not looking good. Oh, it'll cost me 5 of my stuff. 5 of my water, I guess. So yeah, we're back at 575, so we're off 270. We're still about a third dead with all of those left. I did hit a level, though, so that's nice. I've got that going for me. Did I grab a point? No, I did not grab a... I did want to grab a dex point. Do we have anything important? A body rune. That's not bad. I don't think I have anything with slots on it currently. But that would add 20 to life. 25 to max life. Grand life flask we're currently using. A grand. Let's check and see if this one happens by pure chance to be better. Removes... It increases a lot more of how much it heals, but takes some of it from mana, which is fine, I think. Currently have 300 mana. Removes 15% of life recovered from mana and increases charges gained. That's life recovered, not rate. I definitely want to keep it. I'm not sure I want to use it, though. The focus, I can't imagine the focus is going to be better than the one I've got, even if it's got more energy shield. I'll check those out later. That's got 2 sockets. So I can try to make something better out of this than I have here. Requires level 22. I'm 21, I think. And if not, if it doesn't turn into anything better, I can at least get socket parts for it. Alright, next up. We have 2 choices. Sacred Water Fountain. Afflicts you with Dishonored Tattoo. 100% increased damage taken while on low life. That's not terrible. Afflicts you with awards a silver key. Afflicts you with worn sandals. Reduced movement speed. Eat. See, this is one of the problems, is you can get screwed if your only choices are bad. I don't think this choice is particularly bad. I'm usually not on low life, so. Next room. Sand Hourglass. Survive waves. Oh, joy. Waves of monster until the timer expires. Killing rare monsters reduces the timer. There's my minor affliction, Dishonored Tattoo. I have to survive a minute.
Death and decay!
Seconds left. I will hide here for as long as they'll let me. Something's coming through there, I think. Yeah, bugs. Bugs, Mr. Rico. All right, trial complete. Oh, I lost a fair chunk. No, I didn't lose much. Lost a little. So that trial wasn't too bad. Okay, I'm all right with that one. Grant Sacred Water. Sacred Water is like a currency you can use for merchants in here, I think. Our next choice is this one will contain a merchant. We want that one. Awards a pledge, which can be accepted to change the trial's parameters. That one might be good, I don't know, but a merchant, if I have 120 of the currency. Oh no, sorry, I have to go through here. That's the chalice trial to get a key, and then I'll have choices. Remember, the keys are awards at the end, if you make it to the end. Blood Chalice. Defeat all rare monsters in the area to fill the chalice. Chalice from the palace has the brew that is true. Rare monsters? Rare monsters. Got more little monsters coming too. He's firing all kinds of chaos shit out.
Death, take you.
All right, that's one. I think there were 3 or 4. Couldn't make out how many there were. Whoop. Oh, we've got chaos torpedoes. Don't stand where he happens to be firing all of his crap. That's probably bad. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not great. We are at 477. Alright, so it was only 2.
A great challenge overcome.
Bronze key. Trial map. The merchant. We have 120 of the currency, I think. 182 of the currency. Let's see if there is awards a pledge or large sacred water fountain. Gauntlet trial. Oh, gauntlet trial. No. Escape trial. Just get us to the freaking merchant. Maybe we can buy some more health points. Find and disable all the crystals. Any crystal still active when the timer expires will damage you. Oh, that sounds great. 20 seconds. Where are they? I don't see any.
Wither away!
I don't see any. I still don't see any. There's one. Alright, there's one. Let's try down here instead. Nope. So I think we're probably done. We're probably doomed here. We're going to take... I'm at 477. I don't think we're going to manage. 3, 2, 1.
It is different here. You will have another chance.
Fuck this game mechanic. That's all I have to say about putting Sanctum in as an Ascension trial. Is the stupidest fucking idea maybe in PoE2 at all. Top to bottom. I get another attempt. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to it.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna try it again. I've got enough time. Oh, my relic is gone? You only get 1 pot per relic? Oh, that's not good. That's bullshit. Oh, it's back. Okay, there we go.
Let's get this over with.
We'll try it again. I hate Sanctum. I hate Sanctum. And they've brought it back. It's such a stupid choice because the game is so different in Sanctum from the rest of the fucking game. Survive until the time. Seconds left. left.
Death,
I lost nothing.
That was close.
God, I hate Sanctum. They put it as a... It blows my mind. I have a Bronski. 14 water of goodness. Afflicts you with blunt sword. You and your minions deal 40% less damage. Yeah, that seems fair. I want that for the entire rest of the trip. Gauntlet or ritual? Ritual, I think.
putrefy.
We've lost 18 so far. A lot more than 18 now. We've lost 90? Sink and die. I don't feel attacks this way. So one of my two big fears for the game has been proven true. That using Sanctum for an ascendancy mechanic was fucking stupid. To the point of idiocy. Where I can only assume that the person making that decision is one of the developers on that particular league mechanic, because it's that bad.
Infection!
The ritual has been
I'm
disrupted.
down 160. Cannot restore honor. Removed after killing the boss, so I wouldn't be able to add to any more honor. Let's see. Monsters' action speed cannot be slowed below the base. Monsters have increased attack, cast, and movement speed. Fuck off. 50% maximum life. Fuck off. This... I hate this. I absolutely hate this horse shit. This game mechanic is awful. Unless you build for it, and unless you're good at Hades, which I'm not. Survive waves. 1 minute. boys are dead, so now I'm running for my life. Well, for my honor, I guess. 15 seconds. I'm gonna go that way where all kinds of exploded. Oh, good, poison. Does that continually remove honor? How about
Death, take you!
That was close.
grant sacred water? I have 150 of it. Remember how much I got to spend last time? Yeah, pretty much none. Awards honor and gives you a boon. Yes, I'll go for that one. Blood chalice again. It's 2 rares. Looks like it's 2 rares. Oh, it's got a proc bubble. You cannot be fucking serious. They brought proximity bubbles back into the game because they hate the player base. What are they fucking thinking? This is particularly egregious for this. Unbelievable. There's one thing the players hate the most. It's fucking proximity bubbles. And they bring them back in, and I get one in this. Wow. And all its damage also ignites. That's perfect. Although this one's called a temporal bubble because it's only up some of the time. Thanks. What a piece of crap. It's just idiotic. Oh, there he is.
Great challenge overcome.
Nice amulet. Let's see how much honor we can get back. We're not in a really good place right now. It'll cost 5 of the currency and it'll give us 150. 63 of your honor on entering a boss room. On entering a boss room. That's going to happen. Hourglass trial again. Oh, good. We've got spikes, too. That's even that much better.
Putrefy!
Oh, big scooter. I'm just waiting, hoping for my minions to respawn.
None can oppose me.
None can oppose me
Swift
except this entire
magnificence.
stupid fucking design. Yeah, I'm not going to let this one go. This one I find unforgivable. I knew it was going to be like this. Turns out, in this case, I appear to have been right. Am I actually going to get to the last... I have my doubts. Ooh, maybe. That restores honor, but then I'll have to go there. Which I'll have no energy shield, which is perfect. So I can die. Or we can go here, where we have water. Or the shrine that greatly restores honor and burdens you with affliction. Afflictions are unknown on the trial map. I need to try and restore my honor. This is the...
Infection!
Please fucking kill that.
Too soon!
You know, if you guys could regen, that would be nice. And frickin' kill something.
Good riddance.
I'm at 444, a little under half, a little over half. So another 100 honor, 115. Now the thing is I believe there were 3 levels, 2 or 3 levels. So I'm not sure if even beating this boss gets me the ascendancy. Maybe it does. No energy shield. Monsters inflict binding chains on hit. Slowing me, no doubt. Contains a merchant. Oh, it's the sand hourglass. Survive again. Oh, my odds in this aren't terrible. I don't remember if I got the one that slows me or not.
Putrefy!
Oh, something hit me hard and I didn't even see it hit me. Run down to 174. That thing was fast. I got lucky that it missed me.
Another corpse to serve me.
174 left. My max honor is now 458 for some reason, and wow, they're attacking a breakable blocking thing. So, Valbala the Advisor.
Rest a while.
I would like to purchase. I have 205. I can restore 52 honor. That's it.
I will do my duty.
So I am at 226 out of 458.
We will succeed.
We're up against the boss. I have no energy shield. That's not great. So we have a boss to beat. I don't.
The foe ahead is formidable. Steel yourself.
I don't know if we get the ascension for beating him or if we have to beat the entire thing.
A formidable rock challenges me.
Yes, a formidable rock challenges me. You might notice I'm not doing an enormous amount of damage to him. I don't do an enormous amount of damage to basically anybody. Ow! That's not good. So, I don't know if I can take honor damage in here. I think so. Maybe. In which case, I just have to not die. Hopefully get it taken care of. Oh, no, I can take honor damage in here too, in which case we go. So, yeah, this is just definitely fun.
Clear.
These things apparently never go away. So basically half of the arena is cut off from me now. Okay. He's half dead. I'm more than half dead.
Beware of what falls.
Beware of what falls. Oh, things falling from the roof, too. That's awesome. No, this was just a boss. That would be wonderful.
Beware of what falls.
I have almost no room to stand anywhere or run anywhere. My health is low. My honor's almost completely gone.
Look out for this land.
Fuck this. That's all I can say. Fuck this. I don't know if I'm going to be bothering to play any more PoE2 for a while because this is the worst fucking thing they could conceivably come up with. I can't believe they were this stupid. But then maybe they weren't. Maybe they just hate their player base. But I'm going to call it here for now, because fuck this bullshit. I'll be back in about an hour. I'll be playing City of Heroes, because I won't be playing this nonsense. This is just incredibly stupid. I am at a complete loss to understand what the fuck they're thinking. But I'm back in about an hour to play, not City of Heroes, sorry, Marvel Heroes. A game back from the dead yet again. New superhero game back from the dead. So, I'm back then. Thank you guys very, very much for putting up with me and my petulance about this incredibly bad decision. I am back in about an hour. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Saturday evening goes great. And Sunday's awesome too. Again, back in about an hour. Thanks again for hanging out. Have a great rest of your day, evening, whichever. And ciao for now. Bye, guys.